About a month ago, I had finished one of the best books I have ever read, and I was really struggling with what to read next. So I took a really good look on my bookshelf and I found Powerless. Now, I have been avoiding Powerless for a while now. I have no idea why I even bought it, but I have been avoiding it because I'm not a big fan of fantasy. That whole genre just doesn't really make sense to me and I don't really enjoy it. I'm more of a crime, mystery, thriller type of person. I really love Good Girls Guide to Murder, and I've been really into Frida McFadden books like the Housemaid series. But I finally decided to give Powerless a chance because everyone on TikTok says it's crazy, like it's the best book to ever exist, and the edits really sold me out. So I'm gonna be giving it a chance, and this is my review so far. I was supposed to make this video
like a few months ago when I first started reading the book,
but I'm making it now. This is how far I am in the book. I'm like halfway through. I think I'm on like chapter 27 and I'm on page like 300 or something. Right off the bat, okay, I'm all for people being creative and like making their own world and everything, but it's gotten to the point where I'm on like page 100 and a location gets mentioned and I have to flip to the very front of the book so I could see where it is and where it's like located. I don't know, I feel like at this point I should just take a picture of the map and print it and put it on my wall so I could just have it in front of me every time I'm reading. So I was a few chapters in when I like slowly realized what the book is actually about. I mean, obviously I read the blurb. Basically it's about a girl who's ordinary, doesn't have any powers, and she's in a world where the people with powers are like the elites or higher ranked or something. It's very similar to Shatter Me, except it's like kind of the opposite. In Shatter Me, the people with powers are like killed, and then in Powerless, the people with powers are like, you know, rewarded and everything. There's this thing called the Purging Trials. I don't know if I said that correctly, but apparently it's like a competition for the people with powers to like showcase their powers and their abilities and to celebrate, which interesting. You know, it was all fun and games until chapter 6.
Do you always fall into the arms of handsome strangers, or is this a new thing for you?
I had to put down the book after that because it's only chapter 6 and there's like 60 something chapters, so I pushed through and I just feel like it's so cliche, like the girl falling into the guy's arms and then he catches her gracefully and is like, he says like a cheeky line to her, which is like always a question. She says a comeback. Like, I just feel like I've seen that way too many times. She ends up like saving his life because like he gets into a fight with like this silencer. I never really understood the powers thing before. He's about to die and she jumps in. Everyone's like watching. Oh my god, the funny thing is like everyone's watching. I assume everyone knows who he is. I don't know if they do. I mean, I kind of pictured them recording the fight. Everyone's like, oh my god, like he's gonna die and no one's doing anything. And then she's the one that jumps in. They're like in public, out of everyone in public, she's the one that jumps in. And then she has to be like, my father, it gave me trauma because my dad, he died the same way. So then she obviously realizes who he is and she tries to like slip away before he notices her. You know, her being the feisty girl that she is, when they finally meet, she's like,
is this how you treat all the people who save your life, or is this a new thing for you?
So then they have their little interaction. By the way, that was like a hard read on its own. But the end,
Peyton,
the sound of my name from his lips cuts me off.
the ladies do love me.
And with a wink, he turns and strides out of the alley. I just feel like they're just speaking in riddles, and it's not really realistic because like literally no one speaks like this in real life. Like no one answers a question with a question. Fast forward to the ball scene. Kit asked Hayden to be his date. She said yes, and now they're like dancing. Kai, she's dancing with a random guy, and then Kai comes and he's like,
I'll be stealing her now.
Sir, you need to chill. Obviously because he's a prince, the guy scurries away. But you know, I will say I do like the writing style. I feel like the writing style is really nice. And I also do like the fact that Kai is like, he's a really nice, you know, guy. Like he's nice with the servants, with the cooks. Usually the cooks and everything, they're not really mentioned, but I just love how it's mentioned in this book. You know, it's really including everyone. But it's just that little like Maybe I'm just not used to this type of dialogue because I'm not really a fantasy reader, but I don't know. I actually feel like I'm not supposed to be laughing, but I am laughing. During the ball, someone starts shooting or like bombs start like going off. Obviously Kai, he's worried and everyone's worried, everyone's running away. This happens while they're dancing, by the way. Kai is like, oh,
You should, go to the safe room where everyone else is.
and Peyton's like,
No, let me fight. I can defend myself.
okay, I was expecting that, but like, you're gonna get shot. Like, girl, you're gonna get shot. So obviously he's like, no, you gotta go. Like, you're not safe here. Got to the point, I don't like stubborn girls. Like, why are we being stubborn right now? Got to the point where he had to literally pick her up, throw her over his shoulder, and carry her, escort her to the safe room. There was no need for that. I feel like, I mean, obviously, for the book, but like I feel like in real life, if I would not. I've seen a lot of TikToks about this one character named Blair, and I can't remember if they're good or bad TikToks, but honestly right now I am absolutely hating her. Why is she being so unnecessarily mean to my girl? I love Peyton's response. She clocked her teeth, but she got a knife to her chest. I mean, pointed at her chest. Yeah, I don't like Blair. Apparently, I'm gonna regret it. I mean, I feel like she's gonna have a backstory to why she is, and I feel like people are gonna switch up and love her. I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen. But for now, I don't like her. Like, and the way, oh my god, the way she's always trying to touch Kai and Kit is honestly so disgusting. Like, every time I see her name, I physically roll my eyes. It literally says it in the book that she's looking for any reason to touch the guys, which is, first of all, insane. Second of all, like,
I don't even know who she is.
what is her name? Like, she lives in the palace, but she's not their sibling, she's not their servant, she's not their part of their family. I don't know who she is. Who even asked for you? Why are you here? I don't get it. Just like go home or go to your own place. I don't know why she's here. And then there's another girl named Sadie, I think. I don't really have an opinion on her because she hasn't really said anything or done anything out of the ordinary. Get it? She hasn't really done anything. She's only been polite, I guess. I read the scene like a few months ago. It took me a few months to read this book up to this part. So my memory might be a little bit fuzzy, but it's fine. I just realized I didn't say anything about Dino. Adino, I love you. I don't even know who she is. I think she's Peyton's friend, and I don't really know how old she is. So like sometimes I'll picture her as like a little child. Sometimes I'll picture her as like, you know, the same age as Peyton. Honestly, I love her because her and Peyton are like besties. She just seems like a fun, humorous character, you know? She just minds her own business. She doesn't really do anything. She's not mean. I love her. But I am wondering what happened to her parents, just her home life in general. I really hope we find out in this book and not the next book, because I do know it's a trilogy. I think I saw a TikTok where she dies. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to feel, you know, that same heartbreak that you feel when a character dies, because I already know that she's gonna die. Or maybe that's another character, but I don't know. I really hope she doesn't die because I actually really love her character right now. Okay, and then the trials begin. Basically, they're like dragged into a forest and they wake up in the forest basically, and they have these little ribbons on them, and you're basically, the job is like to take the ribbons from the person, but obviously like you're gonna need to fight before you do that. Tell me why Peyton is dying because of something another character did to her. And then Kai goes,
If you die, I'm going to kill you.
The very next page,
She's too stubborn to die, and I'm too stubborn to let her.
she's gonna die. When I was reading this page, I'm like, I really hope she dies so this guy can drop the... This is when I actually started cackling because she's still dying, by the way. She's like unconscious almost. He's like talking to her, trying to like get her to speak because he doesn't want her to die. He calls her Pay, which is like short for Peyton, and she's like, You've never
called me that before.
Did you just pause dying just to say that? Like, now you have the effort and strength to mutter those like 5 words. Anyway, I don't know how, but she stops dying. They're having a little heart-to-heart conversation, and she asks him about, if he wants to be king, and he says no, he doesn't want to because he's a monster and he doesn't deserve her and she's too good for him. And then she tells him about Adina and like life in Lutz, which is the area. And then he says her name again, but this time he says it over and over and over again. So he's just going Payton. Like, in that moment, I realized Dad wanted to say it, wanted to hear it from my lips, realized that if she died, I would never again get to look into those blue eyes and utter those two syllables that have been a constant in my mind. So I said her name again and again. It was just such a mistake to imagine the scenes, like act them out in my mind while reading, because I'm just laughing, like I'm having the time of my life reading this book, and I think that everyone should do that, because these sad books, even a sad book could turn into a comedy book if you do this. And then the iconic "Who did this to you?" I knew this was coming. Honestly, it's such a classic. Every single book has at least one of these scenes. At first she doesn't want to tell him, which is like fair enough, but then she tells him.
I asked who the hell did this to you. If it doesn't matter, then tell me.
She shoots me in the nose before she sighs, giving in.
Ace.
Like, that's literally what I imagine her doing.
If I am to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me.
First of all, I don't even know how they became enemies. Like, yeah, I know he's the prince, and I know that I think the king killed Peyton's dad or something, but like, he's his own person. Or maybe she just thinks that like royal family just kind of, all they do is just kill people. From their interactions so far, I really don't see a point in her hating him. This book is supposed to be an enemies to lovers. Seems like they're not really enemies. I feel like they're forcing the idea of them being enemies, or they're trying to be enemies so hard. Maybe that's the point of the book. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe they don't actually hate each other. And then we have this whole paragraph. I am wrong, so wrong for her. She's too brave, too bold, too bloody good for me. Maybe I could be a better man. Maybe I can be more like Kit with his heart on his sleeve and a happiness on display. Maybe the future enforcer could break down a few walls, become a man who is more than the masks he wears around his people. I don't know why I'm surprised, and then they go to sleep, and then they wake up, and then it's like someone pressed a reset button on him because he's calling her by her last name again, and it's like last night never even happened, and now they're partners, I think. I don't really know how that's gonna work because I'm pretty sure the game's like only one person can win. What I think was gonna happen is that they're gonna kill everyone else, or they're gonna defeat everyone else, and then when it comes down to just them, they're gonna fight. I really don't know who's gonna win. I feel like Peyton might win, or I feel like Kai might let her win, because I feel like that's just the kind of thing he's gonna do, These books, I feel like, oh my god, when I was younger I used to read them all the time. I'm calling it right now. He's gonna let her win. There is no way. I feel like that's like the most practical thing that could happen. Like, obviously if he loses, he's gonna probably get disowned by his family. If she loses, she's gonna get killed. We all know, like, in these books, the men, they do crazy things for their girls. This guy, he's probably gonna get disowned, and then they're probably gonna run away and like live together or something. Anyway, that's all that happened so far. I'm gonna keep reading, and I'm gonna hopefully update as I go on. Hopefully I'm gonna update as something else happens that makes me either giggle, cry, throw the book across the room, or all of the above. So wish me luck.